Welcome to the information session on Notre Dame's study abroad programs in Australia.
We work with 3 partner universities in Australia. In Perth, the University of Western Australia, which is a relatively large university of approximately 19,500 students. The University of Sydney in Sydney, which is a massive university of over 73,000 students. And the University of Notre Dame, Australia in Fremantle, which is much more comparable in size to the University of Notre Dame, US, with around 6,500 students. The Perth program is prioritized for College of Science and College of Engineering students. This program offers quite a large selection of classes for these two colleges. Admittedly, it does have options for all colleges at Notre Dame because the entire course catalog is available to students as long as there is space in the class and the prerequisites for the classes are met. However, this program was established for science and engineering, so we do prioritize these two colleges during the application process. In Sydney, all colleges can be accommodated, so if you are interested in Sydney, definitely look into it a bit more. Fremantle, the coursework that is offered really is tailored more towards arts and letters and Mendoza College of Business students. The Perth program is our largest program in Australia, typically averaging about 20 students per year. This number does vary a bit year to year, but it will be around the same size this year. In Sydney, we have a much smaller exchange program. We can only accept 2 students this year. This is based on the agreement that we have with the University of Sydney. And in Fremantle, we typically average about 6 students per year. Again, with this number, however, there may be a little bit of variation. All 3 of these programs are considered direct enroll programs. That means that you will be enrolling directly into the host university for the semester that you are studying there. So the semester that you are abroad, you will be a student, of course, of Notre Dame, but also of that host university, which means that you have access to all of their resources, student clubs, whatever they happen to offer to their students will also be available to you. All 3 of these programs are for juniors only, and they do require a 3.0 GPA minimum. So if you don't have a 3.0 GPA by the time of application, this may not be the best program for you. The student visa is required for all programs in Australia. Please be aware in advance that the student visa is quite expensive. It is around 460 US dollars. The calendar is kind of flipped from what you're used to here in the US because the seasons are flipped. So their academic calendar technically starts in February and runs through November versus what you're used to here. So in the fall, you're looking at a semester that runs from mid-July through mid-November. In the spring, you're looking at a calendar that runs from mid-February through mid-June. As you are looking at these programs and deciding whether or not to apply for them, please consider this calendar and your summer plans either before the semester or after the semester ends. So depending on which semester you apply to, make sure you're thinking about the summer that is affected by this calendar. Special considerations, I mentioned the seasons are flipped, so our summer is their winter, vice versa. And in Sydney, I'll talk about this a bit more, but there is a restriction from the University of Sydney to take only 4 classes, whereas Notre Dame typically requires for all programs that students have 15 credit hours or 5 classes during the semester abroad. To jump into academics a bit more, again, to reiterate, Perth is really a best fit for College of Science and College of Engineering. However, there are courses available in all subjects, and there is a pretty extensive course catalog. There are research opportunities available. There are also 4-credit internship opportunities that students can pursue. So it's really a university that offers a lot academically and can be shaped to really create the experience that you're looking for. I'm sure you'll be able to also find core requirements. Do take a look at the course listing on the Notre Dame Study Abroad website to see the courses that have already been approved by Notre Dame at the Perth program. That listing will also have some courses from Sydney and Fremantle as well. The Sydney program is one of our newer programs, so it will not have as many pre-approved courses. That's not a huge concern because I will work with you through the course approval process. Sydney is open to all majors, although it is not the best fit for College of Engineering. It will work. It really is a better option for Mendoza, Arts and Letters, and College of Science. Students can only take 4 classes per the University of Sydney policy. So we have waived, of course, our Notre Dame policy. Their policy trumps ours in this case. Um, you must be aware that since you can only take 4 classes, you have to be comfortable earning a minimum of 12 credits for the semester you're abroad if you pursue the Sydney program. You can, of course, work with your academic department here at Notre Dame to see if any of your classes can transfer back as 4 credits instead of 3. In that case, you have the potential to earn a maximum of 16 credits for the semester, but you really do need to be comfortable having only 12 just in case you can't get them approved for 4 credits. 4-credit internships are possible in Sydney as well, but again, something to consider because you're limited to just those 4 classes. Fremantle, best fit for arts and letters, and Mendoza College of Business. The class list is not nearly as extensive as it will be in Perth or Sydney because the university is just simply significantly smaller than the other two. You will have a fair number of classes available to choose from if you're in these 2 colleges, but it's not a great fit for science or engineering, so I don't recommend it for those. All students who do pursue the Fremantle program are required to take the Australian History and Society course, which will give you an in-depth look into Australian history, which is great. It includes a 5 to 6 day excursion to Broome, which is a really wonderful experience into a different part of Australia. Housing and meals. In Perth, all of our students are staying at St. Thomas More College, which is just across the street essentially from the University of Western Australia, just a quick 5-minute walk. Um, it is a rather large residential college, so you will not just be Notre Dame students, there will be international students and other local students there as well. It'll be a decent mix. But this college is set up very similarly to the residence halls that we have here at Notre Dame in terms of what you're used to, with rectors, with RAs, and just lots of student activities going on. So a great way for you to be a little bit more involved in your college and then also to meet people at the university. It is a fully catered housing option, so there is a dining hall right downstairs, a picture of which you can see on the right. 3 meals per day are included, and they release a weekly menu for you to choose. Sydney, our housing is at Darling House, which is through a company we use called Urban Nest. Darling House is a student residence hall. It's student apartments, but they are off campus. This is pretty normal in Sydney. You will be living with other University of Sydney students, other local and international students, but it will still have that student life feel. There will be activities going on, and you'll be able to connect with others in this housing option. We chose this one also because it is fully catered, includes 3 meals per day. So it's a great option, but please be aware that there is going to be a little bit of a commute to the university campus. Fremantle, the residence halls that we use are Port Lodge and P&O. They are both on campus, so very tight-knit community. Fremantle's just a smaller town, very walkable. Also only about a half an hour from Perth, so easy to get to the city when you would like to explore the city a bit more. In Fremantle, the housing has a community meal program, so twice a week, it's not too often, you'll have the opportunity to get together with other people in your community residence hall just to have a meal together, get to know each other, talk to each other. It's just a nice way to connect with people. If you are interested in becoming an RA, the Fremantle program also does have that opportunity available for exchange students. Special opportunities in Perth, you can volunteer, you can research, you can also look for internships. All of these are possible. You are in a city of 2 million, so there's a lot going on, lots of companies. The Study Abroad office can really help facilitate a lot of these opportunities for you. Please be aware with the research opportunities, you need to be a little bit more independent and reach out to some of the faculty that are working on research if you would like to join their research project. Or if you are looking at continuing your own research, you may need to be a little bit flexible in working with the resources that the University of Western Australia has. You can also join sports clubs and teams, student groups, whatever you'd like to do, because the semester that you are in Perth, you are a University of Western Australia student. In Sydney, also lots of things going on. I wanted to highlight the Global Exchange Society, which is basically a student club for students who are international education minded and really like to connect with others and have a similar view of the importance of studying abroad. They also have a Mates Abroad program where they will match you with an Australian student prior to your arrival in Sydney so that you have someone to ask questions to, someone who can help you acclimate to the university lifestyle in Sydney and give you advice, hopefully be your first friend. In Fremantle, also lots of student clubs and societies that you can join. They have a community volunteering program and also a student mentor program that might be of interest. So lots of things for you to get involved in. It really is up to you in terms of what you would like to do.
Please visit our website at studyabroad.nd.edu for more information on these programs. If any of them have caught your interest and you would like to apply for the 2022-23 academic year, applications are now open and you must apply by November 1st.